seems like it might actually be working. Maybe. Sweet. Let's see, I'll also put my face up here. Put it on top. And I'm well aware that I'm talking to no one right now, but you know what? I like talking to myself regardless. And fuck it, if people want to join, they want to join. I'll leave that to them. I'll just hope that chat or people joining in would like just be noticeable to me. I assume there's a notification type thing. Chat gets in on it. I don't know. I'll post this again, just in case anyone's interested in Anarchy gaming. And I'll delete the last one, because I don't want to seem spammy. The other one, and we're good to go. And I hope someone joins. If you don't, it's alright. But listen, if you do join, you might have to comment, potentially. For me to get my attention, just by the nature of the fact it's full screen. I'm working very hard to bring about Anarchy comments. That's the main thing. Let me make this smaller so I can see the streaming window. I don't know. Average watch time 10 seconds. That's not ideal, huh? I'm just starting out, I suppose. Anyway. Oh dear. I'm sorry. I didn't know that I was echoing. I can fix that. I've got earbuds somewhere around here. Dear viewer, don't worry. Fuck. I suppose this isn't super professional. Right. Pros. In case there's anyone watching. I don't know if you're still there, dear viewer. TRX. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the advice. Turn off monitoring advanced properties. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. I really appreciate the advice. That actually quite helps. It looks like monitor's already off. Mute output maybe? Perhaps? Oh dear, no, that seems worse. I got this. Make sure there are no audio outputs on the computer at all. That ought to fix it, I think. Oh man, everyone left. Well, I can't say I blame them. Oh, fixed. Oh, that's great. Sweet. Okay, so let's go. I've been trying very hard to bring about anarcho-communism. Even if it's just in a video game, it sort of makes me feel better. Uh, Given that we live in this whole late-stage capital hellscape, I'll just keep this here so I can see chat. Um, yeah, there's a mad hare. That was the last thing I dealt with. The city start. I'll just keep talking to myself, even if no one's viewing. Because what if someone joins? I should be saying something interesting. Um, oh, hi TRX. Oh, you're still there. That's great. Um, yeah. So I have found this ideology DLC to be really interesting. Yeah, capitalism is garbage, dude. I just working a wage labor job is such a bummer. I read this article about how it was a very boomer. It was sort of framing it as like, oh, how horrible the youth are today. Most of them want to be streamers or YouTube personalities or just generally not doing quote unquote real work. And it's like, what kind of mentality do you have to think that wage slavery is something people should aspire to? Like maybe you might have an attitude of, well, it's gotta get done, but like it's ridiculous. The fact that we're expected to sort of make someone else rich and be grateful for the opportunity. Anywho, what do you do for a living, TRX? How's your day going? Oh, I see. Ooh, nice. That's interesting. I didn't know Marxist-Leninism uh, interacted with syndicalism. I'd be interested to hear how that works. But I love syndicalism. That's where it's at. Oh, that's dope. Oh dear. That happens. That's cool. What kind of stuff do you program? What do you write? I do short stories myself, and I've been trying to get good at web design, but not great at it. Actually, if you're a programmer and writer, well, I got an idea that you're free to steal. That would appeal to your syndicalist nature, I think. Mine too. Um, oh God, this person's gonna bleed to death. Um, Namely, sort of an app to make it easy to create a low barrier for entry for organizing unions, like in the workplace. Because a lot of the issue of it is like, if you talk to the wrong person, you're fucking fired. Especially if you're at will employed, which sadly is a lot of workplaces now. Turn off that so she'll not bleed out. I think she'll live. Anyway, I think it's a cool idea. Uh, but yeah, interested in hearing about what you write or what you program if you feel like talking about it. If not, it's cool too. By the way, hope you can hear the bopping soundtrack through the stream, because fuck, I love the Rimworld soundtrack. I don't want to just keep babbling about myself if you're writing. Uh, for the record, what I do is, oh, okay. Basically, open topics. True. I've been listening to Mike Duncan's Revolutions podcast recently, and it did seem like the Russian Revolution used to be a lot more based before Stalin got involved. Especially the strike of 1905. I found that super inspiring. Like that, I mean, it really fucking worked. And it was arguably more of a blow to the authority of the Tsar than like even the later violent revolution. Well, at least it was a strong start. I don't know. I think it's super cool. And the worker Soviets were awesome. I guess what I've usually heard, and I this could totally be a misconception on my part, is that MLs are sort of like opposed to anarchism, but that could also just be wrong. Like I read a little bit of State and Revolution, um, and Lenin didn't really seem to like anarchists very much, but he could have just been throwing shade, like rhetorically, you know? The only thing more leftist than revolution is fighting other leftists, so it would be understandable. But yeah, I mean, if Leninism can, yeah, yeah, usually, right? That's what I thought. Um, yeah, it's a bummer, honestly. Like, I want left solidarity too, and a lot of it really just has to do with the means of bringing about communism. Well, fair enough. Well, what's your beef with anarchists, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, yeah, fair. No, tankies. I have strong feelings on tankies. I kind of feel like they're fascists, just like with a different aesthetic. Um, like if I think if America just changed its flag to like have a sickle on it, they'd be like, "Oh, wow, critical support for America." But that's just me. I I think there are Marxist Leninists who aren't tankies. I'm sure, right? Like, it's probably like a loud minority, I imagine, that are like annoying like that. Because I'm sure you can. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can be ML without standing like the USSR and whatnot, right? Because in that case, I relate to that perspective, right? Like the USSR and China, they weren't perfect, but especially near the beginning, they did good things for people. Shouldn't be knocked for that. Oh shit! This person has an infection in their neck. Which one of my guys is a doctor? Anyway, yeah. Okay, so are you an ML that despises anarchists? Because to be totally honest, I'm kind of sorta an anarchist myself, but it could just be a tanky thing, and it seems like you draw a distinction. Hmm. Oh, interesting. Okay, so what I understand of anarcho-communism, which isn't that much, I've only read a little bit of theory, is that a lot of them don't really want markets per se at all. Uh, or at least Kropotkin doesn't seem to. Not that he's the only one. There's also Proudhon, right? Is another big one. And I haven't read Chomsky, but I hear he's great. Generally, as I understand it in anarcho-communism, what the goal is like mutual aid, where people are just given things straight up according to need without any market intervention whatsoever. Um, and a state, at least as defined by anarchists, doesn't just mean government. It means like specifically coercive power over other people, and that's why they don't like the state. Um, they're not necessarily against organizing stuff. I don't think. Uh, The way I understand syndicalism is that like the union should be sort of the foundational building block of a communist society, basically, and that they should be direct democracies and even more than direct democracy, like trying to come to a consensus. I forget there's a name for it, but yeah, I don't know. I think anarchism very frequently gets like misrepresented. So if you got a bad impression of it, like I understand. But yeah, I don't know. What's cool about Marxist Leninism? I'm interested in hearing about it, or your programming work, or whatever you like to talk about. I'm just vibing. This person might die, but I'll give him some pumpkin spice coffee to make him feel better. Quality of life matters, I think. Mm, all right, they might live if they stay still. Slaughterer. Uh, I guess that's fair. Do I just have the calm down model installed? It's kind of like cheating, but sometimes helps. It's just arresting them seems extreme. And also just not very anarchist. Anyway, yeah, like, hit me up if you got questions about anarchism or, oh, ooh, looked into how the planned economy of the USSR failed. Because it was on the basis of teach according to their needs instead of pay according to quality of work. Which causes people to lose amount of work. So you pay. Um, yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from with that. And I do think by a lot of counts, like the USSR failed. I think they succeeded in modernizing a peasant state and being a rival to the US for quite a while, which is saying something. But yeah, I tend to agree with you that like Stalinism failed. I would say that it planned economy is not exactly the same as to each according to their need. Like the way my understanding of how syndicalism works is it's essentially contracts between um, disparate but like generally equal production syndicates, which are sort of run by workers. And you basically sort of just tell each other what they need. And because you have a mutual interest in making sure everyone else is sort of healthy and happy and can continue producing the stuff they give you, everybody's incentivized both to produce things and to give things away, which again could be naive. And I do see your point with doing the least amount of work. Although I will say, like, it does seem like people in the USSR worked hard, if nothing else. Like, the amount of industry required to rival the US is like significant. I don't know. Maybe it's just counterbalanced by the fact that like it's just more efficient to have a population that's like has their basic needs met, which at the very least the USSR did, as opposed to having a bunch of waste due to homeless people or corporations throwing things out, because they no longer meet market standards or they simply don't want things to be had for free. So it could be those factors. It's like, I don't know, to use science terms, it's like biased results, I guess. I feel the Soviet Union, if it was a test of some of its systems. Um, Not making excuses for it. I do think it by and large failed. But yeah, I mean, I in my ideal ANCOM society, uh, it would essentially involve people sort of just listing their needs to the syndicate, like their individual needs of their households. Ooh, a lot of socialist plans worked. And so they were the holy Bible of ideology. That's very true. It's very, very true, in fact. I mean, yeah, I think book worship is like explicitly denounced by Marx, and yet, yeah, people treat it like the Bible, which is whack. As a side note, by all accounts, the Bible should be the Bible of communism. I mean, not that the church hasn't totally sold out today, but uh, like there's a lot of stuff that Jesus said that was based as fuck in terms of communism. Follow them religiously without comparing. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, and I mean you can say that about Kropotkin most definitely too. To be fair, uh, a lot of what he's sort of assuming is that, well, essentially that people aren't as atomized as they are today. Like that it's possible to build solidarity through unions, which it's debatable if you can still do that now. Um, that being said, is that more realistic than like getting people hyped up enough to like take up guns and overthrow the government? I don't know. I mean, I would say Jesus was base as fuck. True, dude. I'm not a Christian, but like respect. Um, yeah, yeah. And actually, wait, hold on. Is this blocking off? Oh yeah, my face is blocking off the bottom corner. My bad about that. Um, yeah, he very explicitly told his followers to live in communes and that rich men go to hell and shit. And like somehow people can read that and then still go to conservatism, which blows my mind. Um, I guess so, confirmation bias is a hell of a drug, but wild. Yeah, I so on the one hand, like the whole Capitol thing was obviously it was a fascist reactionary thing. The Capitol, the February 6th, I think, riots. Uh, but a point for the MLs is it does suggest that people are at least upset enough to fucking overthrow the government. What I would personally prefer is something more like a siege, starving out the powers that be with a general strike. And I'm not going to say that's happening, but well, the October movement gives me a little bit of hope. And then also the fact that like even though the minimum wage wasn't raised by like reformism, that uh, functionally a lot of supreme or a lot of fast food places are paying $15 because people have been refusing to work. Conservatives don't read the Bible. Section. True. Yeah, and it's whack because that comes from the Old Testament too, and like there are like 624 commandments, I think exactly, to in the Jewish scripture. A lot of them. All of some of them are so fucking pedantic and annoying. You bet your ass Christians don't follow those. So even if it's just that, like, oh, we follow the New Testament, we don't have to pay attention to the rules of the Old Testament, then it's like, well, what about the gays? Doesn't even vaguely make sense. Then again, maybe it doesn't have to. I had a very interesting talk in my job. I take care of dementia patients. Sort of, I'm like an entertainer for them, I guess, and I just talk to them, kind of like a therapist, except I don't get paid well. Um, but I shouldn't complain. It's a nice job. And I had a talk with this nice old Egyptian lady who says like, "Oh, hello, you're the scholar. Oh, it's lovely to hear from you." She has this really like sweet British accent. She's a nice lady. Anyway, she had this interesting talk on like sort of what she saw the world as. She wasn't very politically literate, but it was fascinating to hear her frame these things. India's economy is crumbling because fuck yeah, let's go. Let's go, boys. Oh, I love that. I have not heard of that. Well, I guess just goes to show you how like you can manufacture consent, right? I gotta look that up. India General Strike. That's base as hell, man. 2020 Indian Gen. Fuck yeah. 250 million people. Holy shitteroni. That's almost like the whole population of the US. Thanks for telling me about that, man. Um, Safe can join you. Heavily outnumbered. Well, I have very advanced weapons, but only two people who are in fighting condition. Again, I guess I have time. Verlinium. It's not a bit too much of a schlep, actually. Hmm. I don't know. What do you think? Is the Revolution Internationale even in Rimworld? Should I go help these guys? I don't know. The mechs are the bourgeois. Okay. If the mechs were the bourgeois, which type of mech would Bezos be? I think a scyther because he's pretty aggressive. He's sort of a newcomer, and he has really he is like scythers. He cuts off limbs at his factory and his packaging places. Like scythers, he sort of cripples the working class. There's an argument to be made. I don't know. Which one do you think Bezos is? I'm thinking pikemen. Oh shit. Visitors, no guest beds. I guess I'll assure safety. I should mention the ideology of my current Rimworld uh, tribe, for lack of a better word, or syndicate, is. Oh, my dad gets to watch. Yeah, gets you. We get to watch Bezos and the Zuck and Virgin Galactic or whatever have a dick measuring contest. Thank you, capitalism. Very cool. Yeah, capitalism's crapitalism. Oh my god, do I have three? Oh no, still one viewer. I thought I had three viewers for a moment. Oh well. Say la vie. It's hard to be a small streamer. Not to bitch or whatever. Anyway, I know I'm like jumping from topic to topic like like I'm on Adderall, which I am. But what do you think of the whole like anonymized unionizing thing, TRX? Because I'm really excited about the idea, but like I suck at most parts of web design, and I've made something so far, but it's not good. Oh, geez. I hope that's ironic. I shall drink cum. Um, but you can drink cum if you want. It's okay. I'm not gonna stop you from drinking cum, buddy. No need to be upset. Yeah, right. I mean, I'm Jewish, but I feel like not feeding the trolls is the answer here. I feel like quiet condescension is the right attitude to take towards trolls. Listen, I shall drink cum. I'm happy to have you, but just stop. It would be nice if you were no longer anti-Semitic. Fair TRX. And I'm glad to hear you're a fan of it. Yeah, it's awesome. He is a coomer. But look, no hate. Drink cum if you want. But don't take your cum thirsty rage out on the Jews, man. They're all right. Oh, really? Where'd you run into it before? Um, I bet people could probably automate troll accounts, right? Like, how much script does it take to just say offensive shit? Oh wow, oh, that's lame. Well, views are views. So joke's on him. I don't think YouTube's algorithm knows the difference. It would be kind of bad if if the YouTube algorithm got like the idea that there was a lot of hate speech on my stream though. That would suck. Oh, I've seen a couple of videos from them. He like talks about Wikipedia stuff. Yeah. Well, that's a shame. I like him. And yeah, I might have there is a chance or as to what you said earlier, I do technically have more subs than you, maybe, but like that's only because I was okay. This is kind of embarrassing. I had my grandma spread this to my channel through her Facebook friends when I posted this video about how to de-radicalize like fascist family members. It wasn't very good. I should remake it, but uh, I sort of sold her on the premise of like, look, you got all these conservative boomer friends. She's like fairly social, and a lot of them are upset that their kids are like watching PragerU and coming back with like, and did you know that actually logically slavery was right? Like Ben Shapiro, room temperature IQ takes, and they're upset about it. And I had her send it to them as sort of like a public service thing, which is not super proud of that move, but it worked. Uh, Look, if PewDiePie gets to be famous, I should too. And that guy sends people to Nazis, so or not even famous. I'll settle for like 300 people. Like so that when people come to my channel, they think like more of the people than that have visited. It's just like done that weird overflow thing where it caps. Yeah, I know, right? It's valid strats, man. Like just because it's game breaking, using grandpa strats or grandma strats. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Yeah, man, that dude, I saw that. Yeah, I saw it on Vouch. Um, I know he's divisive, by the way, on the left. Um, but I think he's pretty neat. Yeah, yeah, no, he did get wrecked though. What I liked is how immediate Neil's response was. It was just like, why do you care? Why? And, and like Ben Shapiro's response was like, well, is it so wrong that like I'm saying that sex and sex there are difference between the sexes? Uh, he had nothing. Yeah, I think Vouch is all right. I mean, he did say the N word, but yeah, yeah, exactly. He could be more leftist too, but I get the vibe that he's like kind of good at radicalizing normies, and more than that, he's excellent at embarrassing fascists, which you know that's important too, because I don't think they're publicly embarrassed enough. I hate to say it, but like that's kind of the one example for me where like bullying is not just acceptable, it's like good for the world. Um, and I'm not one of the guys who's like, oh, dude, should have been bullied people more because Gen Z's quirky and they're expressing themselves or some shit. That's a boomer take, but uh, Vouch is the one that heard me out. Really? Oh, good for you, man. Well, look, you had to be open to it. You can give yourself some credit, but still, that's real cool. What if you don't mind me asking, how'd you get into the alt-right pipeline? Because I kind of did too. Um, yeah, yeah, I find him based too. I think he's like really good at his expressing his ideas that some further left people online just aren't. Even if their ideas are frankly cooler than his kind of like reformy type ideas. I don't know. He still wants markets, which I think are cringe. Oh, interesting. Yeah. And I know that's how a lot of people get radicalized, which is wild because I don't know, it's just YouTube's no hate because my political ideology has been changed by it too, right? Like I think Vaush probably shifted me farther to the left, if nothing else. Um, but like it just seems like such a what the fuck? Fuck. Fuck. Who's fucking mortaring me? I'm upset. Oh shit. Oh shit. The rabbit hole was. Oh, yep, yep, yep. That'll do it. Uh, there's a good. Maybe you've seen it. There's a really good uh Innuendo Studios like alt right playbook video about how the alt right weaponizes nerd fandoms. I think I can beat the shit out of these guys with Zeus hammers. They give EMP blast, right? Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, at least there are some leftists, you know? Um, I am gonna have to attack these mechanoids, and this might be the end of my colony. And so I might save scum. Kropotkin would not be happy. He does not believe in save scumming, I don't think. Um, yeah. Yeah, excellent series, man. Like, honestly, that series helped me with some of my friends who were like sort of radicalized. Didn't let me de-radicalize them, but I think I maybe at least got them to start questioning things. I don't know. Um, it also sort of elucidated some of the broad strategies that you can use to de-radicalize people, but like I don't know. I'm of two minds about it. I've tried it with two people on a personal level. With one of them, it kind of worked, but I think it was also that his family intervened a little. With the other one, he's still a fascist, but he's at least a little ashamed of it. And he calls himself sometimes like a Catholic distributist, where he has social conservative cringe values. But yeah, yeah, that's it's religion is a lot of time plays a part in it. Where he has those shitty values, but like he wants equality for people, which it's fucking start, I guess. I think the way to do this is to just blitz him, which is risky, but oh god, I might be fucked. Oh god, oh Jesus, oh uh-oh, left lung destroyed. I could be wrong. I think the needle guns have. Do they have a blind spot? No? Then I might just be fucked. Ah, shit. Alright. New plan. You guys definitely keep killing this dude. Oh, no, 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 no. Uh. Oh. Oh, God. Fuck. Well, the buildings were defeated. There's literally one person left. Well, yeah. Oh, my dad is really far right libertarian. My sister got into Marxism college. Oh, yeah. It's wild to me that people can believe that. Like, I mean, I guess I get it. Like, it's easier to understand the sort of selfish parts of solidarity without sort of getting the full, like, brotherhood of mankind message. Um, Even so, it's really dumb ideology. But then again, I guess people believe stupid things, so eh. I might just be in a no-win situation here, and I don't want to just keep safe scumming. So maybe I should let this colony die. I don't know. Yeah, reactionary. Yeah, I don't know. My impression with those people is that it's like fear that's driving them mostly. Hi, Faye, is this person unarmed? God damn it. Um, I think the Zeus hammer is still probably the most effective weapon. Yeah, anti-LGBT. My feelings on that are a little complicated in that, like, I I think the primary oppressive force in the civilization we live in is capitalism. I think that's fair to say. But our best chance at beating it is a rainbow coalition, right? No comrade left behind. But with a lot of comrades to onboard them, it's probably easier to not push the social values, at least not at first. Like, my feeling is, and maybe this is naive, but my feeling is that by engaging in unionist, like, collective action, you push people to the left on social issues. I could be wrong. But to me, it just sort of makes sense on an intuitive level that, like, especially if you have a diverse workplace, like, oh, gotta stand shoulder to shoulder on the picket line with, you know, the Latino dudes, right? I guess they aren't so bad. You have to at least learn to tolerate them for a little bit, and then, you sort of ramp up from there. Um, Maybe. I don't know. If that is the case, then in my opinion, what, like, the left broadly has been doing wrong with strategy is sort of giving the labor and the social sides of it equal attention while trying to onboard, like, normies, for lack of a better word, or neolibs, to be more specific. Um, Especially conservative neolibs. Oh, what's up, Mike from PA? How's it going? Nice to see someone else in the chat. Cool. I was just talking. I'd be interested to hear your take on it, as well as TRX's, of course. Uh, we're talking about, like, sort of the reactionary, anti-LGBT social values versus, like, economic values, right? My take, which I'll reiterate, sorry, TRX, is just like that. How do I put this? That social values are extremely important, and the best way to defeat capitalism is a rainbow coalition. More than that, it's the ethical thing to do, to not leave our comrades behind. But, and this is sort of important, like, I think it is just optically the wrong thing to lead with when trying to convert neolibs, especially conservatives, which, oh God, I'm so fucked. I apologize. I'm a little distracted. What are your takes, Mike and TRX? I'm interested in hearing. I'm gonna save scum again. I should probably build an ambush, huh? That would probably help. I guess I'm sort of rushing because, they're mortaring me at the moment, which is not ideal. Yeah, what do you guys think? I'm interested. Focus on economic values. Damn straight. I tend to agree with you. I mean, like, yeah, obviously they're both important. And Yeah, I don't want to hang my uh, homies out to dry, but like, yeah, like if I think of a dude from the Midwest, he'll I mean, granted, this is just the stereotype that I'm bringing up, but I do know some reactionaries here from Mass. Um, a lot of them like would find it way harder to acknowledge that like trans women are women than that like the boss is fucking them over. You know? Um, yeah. So I'm glad we agree. What do you think, TRX? Ooh, also, if you feel like talking about yourself, Mike, I'm curious. Like, what do you do? What branch of leftism are you in? Uh, if you feel like talking, I could also definitely just talk to myself, which was what this stream was for quite a while. So no pressure. But yeah, I'm curious about people, especially about my fellow comrades. Right on, TRX. Yeah, good to hear it too. Because I think it's like, I don't know. I don't want to frame other people as being unreasonable because I think they probably have good arguments. But like, I do think people can sometimes fall for the reactionary trap on the left sometimes, where like something is a feels at least like a significant moral issue. Whether it is or not is almost beside the point. And you take that and then you make, well, this is sort of a facts don't care about your feelings argument, which isn't quite fair. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel like some people on the left, because of like genuinely good intentions and frankly, like an actual moral code that people don't seem to possess on the left, on the right anyway, um, make decisions that I think long term maybe reduce the chance of a revolution happening, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, I don't mean to be condescending, but yeah, that's my take on it. I think people probably have. Oh God, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. Well, America will never be communist, so I think we should powerful unions, set communism. Well, I think it's honestly like I think harm reduction is the name of the game at this point. Oh yeah, I'm in the DSA too, actually. I've done some phone banking for their union stuff recently. It's good stuff. Um, there, I'm not sure if I recognize or recommend, excuse me, the training for union organizers though. It's a little mixed bag. God damn. All right, I promise I'll stop saves coming after this one. If they die, they die. But yeah, no, look, Northern European style social democracy would be so much fucking better than what we have now. I mean, I would be shitting and coming my brains out, no doubt. But like, so this is like a fucking ageless leftist argument, right? Is it better to sort of accelerate or to reduce harm? Um, or essentially to reduce harm with the intent of giving more bargaining power to the working class? Um, the way I tend to see it personally is that reform is if it makes the shackles of capitalism too soft, that's not ideal. But if it's reform in the way that gives more power to unions and collective bargaining, that could be used for a more sudden change, like a general strike. You know what I mean? And that would be fucking awesome. My only worry with the like slow change is that like sort of the unity of what's it called, ends and means, right? Like that it would sort of become corrupted by parliamentary politics essentially, uh, which maybe is unfair, but that's just how I feel about it. I apologize if I'm like just fucking rambling about this stuff. I a whole day at an old folks' home where I had to talk boomer shit. Now I finally get to talk the spicy Zoomer communism stuff, and it's a relief. Okay, so maybe I should actually have a plan this time. Bargaining power given to the workers and unions with the Admiral Allahu Akbar. Oh, we got a new guy. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Nice to meet you. I'm Sonder. Bargaining power being given to workers and unions with the intent of harm reduction. Well, that never works ever. Just look what Reagan did. What? Uh, mm, I don't think Reagan gave power to unions, man. I could be wrong, but like, I thought he was a big trickle down economics guy where like he was very bluntly like, fuck the working class. Um, but I could be wrong. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I respect your viewpoint, and I do get how like a violent revolution in some ways could be more thorough, right? You could very dramatically shift the values of a society by something as well culturally traumatizing as a revolution, I think. But I'd like to hear you expand on that, Admiral. Well, I'm curious, on your broader takes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I guess if anything, it sort of suggests that like that does have a chance to work because Reagan was afraid of it. You know what I mean? Like, if it didn't work, why was Reagan doing that to fight the working class? You know what I'm saying? What I'm banking on here, by the way, in game, is that um, that these guys will stop when my colonists go down and not just straight up fucking cut their heads off. Oh God, heart destroyed. Fuck a duck. Oh, oh, that hurt. Oh, God Almighty, that sucked. Maybe I just shouldn't attack these guys. All right, okay, I swear you. I swear. One more save, scum. Scout's honor. The problem is it's patching a leaking pipe with tape. True. Absolutely. Or a band-aid on a fucking sucking chest wound that is capitalism. Which, by the way, I thought I did install the sidearms mod. Why the hell am I not giving these guys ranged weapons? Big dumb. They'll get their power stripped eventually. Yeah, I hope so. Oh, you mean the unions? That would not be epic. Uh, I hope not. Yeah. Okay, this is a little bit cringe. Hear me out. I think it is nice specifically what Biden is doing with the unions with the PRO Act, as in it's a step in the right direction. I mean, I guess if you don't believe in accelerationism, um, in that, like, just in my efforts to unionize my own workplace, like, I have noticed worker intimidation and quote unquote like union education sessions where it's like propaganda. Hilariously, sometimes the way they frame it is like the union is a money hungry organization that wants to use your labor value to get money. It's just such hard projection by the corporate assholes, you know? Anyway, um, but yeah, I have some hope there. Ooh, interesting. That's where a lot of hot takes come out. Good point, man. Yeah, well, personally, it's only for Shu. Yeah, Shu on heads. She's not reactionary, but she's had some dumb takes, man. Oh yeah, or show. You're probably right, and it hasn't gone past Congress, so like I kind of suspect the corporate Dems will be like, "Mm, we respect the working people. We're making Juneteenth a holiday, but also fuck unions." Because that's what they did with the minimum wage bill, man. Sucks, but that's the way it seems to be right now. But yeah, about China. I don't know. Like, so my impression is that today that socialism with Chinese characteristics is kind of just state capitalism. Like a very efficient, centrally run company, which is a little similar to fascism. I wouldn't say it's the same, but it's not as distinct as I would be comfortable supporting, suffice to say. Um, but like Mao seemed pretty base. I liked how he killed all the landlords, just to be blunt. Um, and he seemed to, I mean, genuinely start a revolution and improve living conditions for people, which matters a lot. Women will try to satisfy. So true. That's Malcolm X, right? Powerful shit. Yeah. Seeing if I can get this guy to equip stuff as a sidearm. Apparently the Zeus hammer is too heavy. Anyway, what do you guys think on China? Also, as I've learned more about the Black Panthers, what I learned in history class is just like they're terrorists. But the more I learn about them, the more they seem like pretty fucking cool. Not perfect, maybe, but cool. Guess the hatchet'll do. Anyone here actually understands how to play this game? I would be interested to hear your strats, because I think I'm fucking up. Like, I probably should use the Persona Monosword, right? It seems really good. Um, and the Zeus Hammer also seems really good, but I keep getting my ass kicked whenever I send them into melee. China is slowly moving to communism, but they lack capital standing up to the global market. Yeah, yeah, probably. I think. I don't know. I mean, like, they got billionaires too, but, like, at least they aren't as close to fascism as the US is. I mean, hell, we had a fascist president and a near fascist coup. Doesn't get much worse than that. So I hear what you're saying with them being better. It's just the only reason I'm hesitating is like there are some definitions by which rolling industry into state power without like properly socializing it is kind of just fascism with extra steps. But also they have raised living conditions for people and at least spread the word of leftism. So I don't know. Mixed feelings for sure. What do you guys think about sort of China's like investments in Africa and stuff? Because like on the one hand, it's probably better than US neoliberalism. On the other hand, it's still like conquest by other means, right? Calls Trump a fascist? Well, I mean, he is, right? I kind of think he is. He's a reactionary, at least. Do you disagree? I'm open to hearing arguments. Oh, fuck. Vat grown Titan beetle? Yeah, I'm interested in your take, Admiral Allahu Akbar. Oh, okay. You're just gonna give me a Lamau. I don't know what to do with that. Member died. God, I can't read. That's a shame. It's also not good because it's gonna be hunting my guys. I think they're pretty good, China. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they certainly they improve living conditions for people. The only thing that disturbs me about them is I've sort of I see a way in which they are like sort of abusing leftist terms to an extent. Like, I mean, for instance, they have a union that doesn't seem to effectively wield collective power because it tends to be working against government-controlled corporations, and that was sort of how r/SLS. I'm not a fucking liberal, man. I Trump is a fascist, um, and I'm a like black-blooded anarchist. Uh, it's also like it's not that I don't think that like China wasn't right to have a revolution or that like the US is right in how they're opposing them. I'm just saying like I don't know if they actually qualify as socialism. Yeah, at least to an extent. I mean, they care more than America. It's just America's a low bar, dude. Like it's technically true, but like I don't think that's something to brag about, I suppose. Yeah, maybe that's unfair, but that's my take on it. I guess I guess the other thing is like they have billionaires. Part of me thinks that like if there's that amount of hierarchy, then almost de facto you can't really be moving towards communism. Perhaps that's ignorant, but from my perspective, oh, oh no. Oh goddamn. You know what? Fuck it. I'm starting over. Well, actually, if I do, then I'll lose the ideology I built, which is anarcho-communism. Uh, I don't know if it's fair for me putting drug use as essential, but charity is essential seemed fair to me. Oh, everyone died. Yeah, maybe it's time for a reboot. Also, I started people in a city, which felt like cheating, you know? It's an interesting challenge and it produced a lot of wealth, so I had to fight like 10 guys on my first raid, but I think I probably should start over. Um, it's just a lot of what we see about China is mostly anti-communist propaganda. The situation in Xinjiang is totally out of proportion, and the HK protests are illegitimate. Yeah, I believe you. I mean, I think. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get. I guess I consider myself an anarchist. Maybe I'm being too placating because I'm on stream. Yeah, you know, if I respect my audience, I suppose I should have honest discussions with them. Um, from what I will admit, like that a lot of what we're hearing about China is most likely propaganda. That probably is true. And yet, like the fact that they are working so well with US business interests to me suggests that like they definitely cannot be leftist. Ooh, oh, that's a hot take. I do personally disagree with that. I'd be interested to hear why you feel that way though. And I'll hear you out. Uh, although what I will say is my take about him is that it seems like perhaps genuinely because he was trying to defend leftism from like global north encroachment, like war communism and all that, he kind of slipped into reactionary ideas in some ways. Certainly into reactionary suppression of personal liberty. Uh, that could be a mischaracterization. but his like hunt of counter revolutionaries seemed very purgy to me. I don't know. Not look, don't get me wrong. Like you got to break some eggs to make an omelet, and honestly, revolutionary violence is peanuts compared to the violence of neoliberalism. I can't stress enough. I'm not a fucking liberal. I would gag me with a spoon, man. I would never be a liberal. I'm crying and shaking. However, uh, yeah, I don't think that means that Stalin is. There's a lot of middle ground between those two conclusions. Maybe I should be going random. I don't know. Two people still watching. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, move over, PewDiePie. I'm coming for that ass. I am gonna become the lefty PewDiePie. Just you watch. I, I wish I had like, one of those Disney songs. It's like just vaguely aspirational. Wish I could sing one of those right now. That's how I'm feeling. Can I save these? I don't want to fucking start again, man. Hard Fidelism. Yo, Fidel. Critical support to Castro. What was that? Oh. I'm not saying that out loud. I dislike that. Chat rate 0. Oh, there's still 2 people viewing. That's nice. I don't like the comments of land style vids. I'm just gonna say that. I don't appreciate your contribution to the discourse. But that's okay. You do you. And if that means feeling better about your chode on the internet by shouting racial slurs, I'm not gonna stop you. Um, I am gonna judge you. I should mention. Now, do I want to make essentially the same thing again, where I just make anarchism? The answer is yes. Except, animal personhood seems more like veganism is arguably very much a part of anarchism. Collectivism's non-negotiable. I'd say so is transhumanist or proselytizer. Cuba isn't communist anymore, so there's no reason to support it. Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, if you're being generous, they're kind of a social democracy, but like the whole centralized democracy thing makes it like a good deal more authoritarian than that. So, yeah, certainly not communist though. New buildables. The research specialist role is pretty great. Then again, proselytizing, I really want to make a global revolution, man. Side note, I hear, oh, mac and cheese. Oh, I like you, mac and cheese. You're better than land style vids. I tell you what. Um, Maybe that's a low bar, but I like you. You're still probably a bot, though. But dude, I'll take it. Um, I do want to make a global revolution. Also, tree connection is quite good just because dryads rock. Anyway, I totally agree with you, TRX. What's your like spiciest take when it comes to leftism, do you think? I'm interested in hearing it. Also just interested in hearing about you. Like what's your life story? I can tell you about mine while I'm typing and trying to make this ideology again, which by the way, they should have a way to save your presets. This seems very silly. Okay, sure. Yeah, about a civil war. Ooh, that's cool. I've always loved Star Wars because it's, at the very least, very anti-fascist. And The Mandalorian's also anti-neolib, which is pretty based. It treats the New Republic as like troubled at best, and essentially run by oligarchs. Fucking righteous. Plus, it's just a good show. Side note, my brother dated the daughter of the director of that thing, and then he broke up with her. And she still likes him, like, a lot. She was in love with him. Still kind of is. And they could you'll get back together at any time, and he doesn't. And he wants to be a writer, too. Which, look, it would be cynical to use a relationship like that. But also, like, at the risk of sounding like a yuppie, like, networking's a thing. And, man, I just want him to succeed, so sucks to see. Yeah, animal personhood seems righteous. Although, eating meat is useful in some survival circumstances, so. High life also seems very fun, but people get upset quickly if you don't grow weed. Proselytizer's good. I'm just questioning whether I need collectivist. It doesn't seem to do anything. Yes, have visage mask relax. Yeah, it doesn't seem to do much, but for flavor, it's important. You know, fuck it. You guys, you know I'm anarchist. You got this. Anyway, yeah, TRX, what are your hot takes? I'd love to hear them if you feel like sharing. Anarchist communism. Which, by the way, I know there's technically a difference between anarchist communism and uh, anarchist or anarchy. Anarchy is the noun. So, anyway, I know there's technically a difference between anarcho communism and anarcho syndicalism, but I don't know precisely what it is. Uh, yeah, I'll definitely check that Star Wars video out. Also, not to be a fucking YouTuber, and this is why I do it. It is mostly because I like talking to people. Um, but which, by the way, DRX, if you'll excuse me being cheesy for a moment, I genuinely like talking to you, even over this odd format. It's pretty cool. Um, do you happen to know of any other venues where a leftist streamer like myself might thrive? Because this would be pretty cool. My spiciest take ever is probably that sport China. Yeah? Well, look, I mean, out of all the countries that exist in the world right now, China's up there in terms of the ones I would support. At least certain elements of it, you know? Hansen is anarcho-capitalism, but like syndicates instead of corporations. So I could be wrong about this, but my understanding of syndicalism is that it's often not with markets, it's often with mutual aid. And if I'm wrong about that, then I probably want to change to anarcho communism because that's what I actually desire. Um, so yeah, the main reason I use syndicalism is because it's specifically the revolutionary means is through general strikes and formation of a big union like a syndicate. Um, Neural supercharge. Fuck yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting spicy take. Linus is horrible. So is apostasy. Don't abandon the faith. Although I'm making organ harvesting acceptable because I mean I think selling them just as a personal rule I won't sell them, but I will definitely use them to save people's lives. Frequent proselytizing. Revolution must be global. Very fast research. Why would I not have that? Do, 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 do. Horrible if innocent, that seems good. Slaughtering animals is approved. Killing innocent animals, horrible. I guess maybe disapprove. See, I don't really see. I feel like some of these systems need a rework. I feel if I might drift from leftism here to critique of this DLC, which I've been hyped for. It's cool shit and a really cool idea generally. Uh, and honestly, just any more content for Rimworld's fucking sweet. A lot of these ideas are neat too. But um, what do you think of FNAF? I like FNAF. Yeah, I've heard Scott Coffin is kind of a reactionary, which I don't love. Um, but I think the games themselves seem fun. I honestly don't have the stomach for them. Like I just get genuinely spooked. Plus, I'm in Massachusetts, weed is legal. Sometimes I like to get high before I play video games, and FNAF would give me a panic attack every time. So that's that's my take on it. Do you like FNAF, Bashar of Assad? Al Assad? Cool name you got. Or maybe Rabble Rouser. Yeah. And Beret seems appropriate. Anyway, if I might critique this DLC for a little bit, it's really does seem like, and Burker's, I don't know how I feel about that. Feminism, you know? She's the philosopher babe. Potkin. Oh, no, not Porkin. Potkin Bay. It seems like there should be incentives and disincentives. I mean, like, research very fast seems like an obvious advantage. Libertarian. Libertarian socialist or right wing libertarian? If you're a right wing libertarian, you're welcome to stay, but you might not like some of my takes. Um, if anything, I'd be interested in talking to you about why you believe what you believe. Maybe I can sway you. Animal specialist. What should they be called? Mommy milker. Yeah, I read theory. Yeah, Green Eye. That's a cool fucking name. I'm not gonna change that. Barky Party. I love it. Festival of ethical. Yeah, it seems all this shit seems good to me. Sky Lantern Festival seems fun too. Yeah, just a libertarian, small government. Oh, that's fair. Wait, what about the police and military? Okay. Phew, phew. Cool. Based. Um, yeah, I totally agree, man. I honestly, I think it's almost more sinister than that. I actually have a video on that. Not to pimp my own channel, but I made a video on how like craps like sort of just totally ruin perfectly good leftist terminology and dilute them to the point where like you we can't even effectively communicate our ideas anymore, I suppose, which is quite frustrating. I think one of our holy items should be a laser sword because Star Wars, Chitin, that's pretty cool. Love Xehanort. Is that a Zeus hammer? Fucking cool. Uh, sure, whatever. Yeah, venerate these things. I don't care. Apparels. Ooh, I guess genes, because, genes, USSR. I don't know. Something there. Hmm. What should I put for the torso? I apologize. This might not be super riveting to watch. Let's see. I don't know. What's something interesting to talk about? What's your dream job under capitalism, in as much as dream jobs can exist? Like, I believe militias should be privately owned. Like, I don't care how corporations should be owned. Less democracy, but the government shouldn't be involved. Yeah, that's fine, man. I tend to agree with you. Um, so, except, what about the militias being privately owned? Like, why shouldn't there be democracy in militias? I don't want to attack your beliefs. I'm just curious. Because I absolutely agree with you about workplace democracy being at the very least an option and ideally the norm. Of course, I'm gonna give him punk tattoos. Let's go. Um, but yeah, and I mean, I share your distrust of the government too, as an anarchist. I should mention. Mustaches, yes. Urban punk, please. Yes, please. Common. Power to the people. Royal, cringe. Urban, yes. Punk, yes. All right, right on. Oops. Is that everything I needed? Uh, I could edit this, but it would just be for RP. Privately owned means the government has no say. Oh, I guess, we probably just have different definitions of what privately owned means. But yeah, I respect that. Um, Probably want to make charity important at the very least. Maybe even essential. Yeah. Of course, the government should still exist to protect the rights of workers, but that's where the line should be drawn. Monopolies and such should still exist. And such. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about monopolies either. I see. Ideally, I would love worker syndicates, sort of something decentralized, just because I feel like centralization necessarily brings about the accumulation of power, which brings about capitalist cringe. However, I do hear what you're saying, like that in some ways centralization is more efficient. So, you got a point. Slow learner insomniac. Oh, tycoon, disgusting. That's disgusting. Although we may have to interact with the market economy. She seems good. I don't love that she's a pyromaniac, but otherwise, girl power, excellent melee. Seems sweet. Crafting, artistic. She's passionate about that shit. Love it. Someone cooking and medical though. Asthma. Oh, great at medicine, but greedy. No, no, bourgeois swine. Come on, cooking medical, cooking medical, cooking medical. Um. Okay, let's talk about something interesting. Like, what do you think is the most effective way to fight the rising tide of reaction in the US? Oh, thanks, I'm selling condoms. Right on cue. Great. Uh-huh. Yeah, mac and cheese. Yeah, you just You just mentioned that. I'm honored to make your acquaintance. Colonists born after 2018 can't cook. All they can do is have asthma, twerk, uh, be pyromaniac, eat hot chip, and lie. It's true. It's true. Haters will say it's fake. It's not, though. Yeah, I know. Can I ban these guys? I'm still new to this shit. I really don't hate speech, I guess. Yeah. So also hide user, hide user. Yeah, okay. You know what, TRX? I trust you. Congration. You seem like a stand-up fella or comrade. I guess I don't know your gender. Which, by the by, isn't it wild that conservatives have been bitching for millennia about like gender being so confusing, and it's just as simple as like, what's your gender? What's your pronouns? Right on, comrade. You got this. This is nice, even if it's just like a handful of lefties vibing. I like this. Oh shit! Well, neither of these guys can fight. Hmm. I need at least two fighters, I would say. Just go to medical. Guess the cooking's enough. Full of hauling. Submissive. He wants Nami Mommy Milkers. God, what have I said? What have I done? These are my mods, by the way. The vanilla expanded stuff is just mwah, chef kiss. Did it with hospitality. They're like key. Oh God, that's lovely, Isis. Man, why do I only get bots and never get pejorative B words? Story of my life, you know? Um, on the positive side, this seems like a really nice start. Check it out. Like, you got a geyser, and dense trees. Who is gonna be our tough? Imagine this guy, right? Oh, villain? Shit, I don't want to. I thought it said soldier. We're all a hopping band of criminals. Man, I kudos to Tynan. I love his writing. It'd suck if he turned out to be like to have some garbage political takes, but I think he's generally pretty cool. Like I remember he very passionately defended having trans people um in the game and having like sort of the Kinsey scale incorporated to people's sexuality because he was like trying to simulate reality. It's true. Sorry, facts don't care about your feelings. Uh, and I thought that was a great way to handle it. It would be really cool if we managed to use these stills. Are they attractive? Yeah, they're kind of attractive. Mine did a Minecraft shader a few days ago. The world was in space. Ooh, dude, I'm interested. Do you have a link? Minecraft's my jam. By the by, I know they did this with Dwarf Fortress, but it would be really cool if there were crossover between Rimworld and Space Station and Minecraft. Granted, there are some elements of those games that like don't jive well together. Like I guess the player depth of player interaction with Rimworld or Minecraft or whatever uh, isn't really there as opposed to like in Space Station 13. But there are all these simulationist games that have such attention to detail that I gotta feel like sort of transitioning between them would be pretty cool. Um, I know Dwarf Fortress already has a way to like turn their map gen into a Minecraft world and then explore it, which is super cool. But just as a matter of principle, I'm not playing the game until they make a UI because Jesus Christ, does it look rough? Okay, right on. Yeah, sounds cool. Yo, why was there a baddie on the channel? Yeah, I know, man. I don't know. Oh, by the way, I noticed you comment on my videos. That's pretty cool. But yeah, no, there's some bots just spamming fucking Rachel epithets. Also, shit. Why? One of my guys is a pyromaniac, and we live in a forest. I'm so fucked. I'm so screwed. Jesus Christ. I think space is a great setting. Thought it would be nice to have a world where we have space communism. I forgot. True. Star Trek is basically space communism. And it's awesome. Really got to watch more of it. Oh my god, guys! Jesus Christ! I genuinely like this colony may already be fucked. Come on, guys. Also, I thought low colony expectations were supposed to like make it so people don't go on mental breaks immediately, but whatever. Oh Jesus, please this. Oh God, guys, run! I'm so fucked. The only upside here is this might kill some wildlife, and because I figure veganism is kind of part of leftism, the new ideology these guys have is like shit. This is gonna burn down the whole map, isn't it? I mean, Gene Roddenberry was incredibly based. He was basically a Maoist. Really? Oh, I should read more about him, man. Marxist Lenin was Maoist. Kind of cringe though. Yeah, true. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Mao did some cool things, and the revolution in China had to happen, and like it did improve living conditions for people, which matters a lot to me. And I think it should matter to any leftist worth their salt, because like it's for the workers. Her commenting on a video. Oh, oh, thanks, man. Yeah, right on. And it is true. The algorithm is so fickle. Well, I'm glad I didn't save Scum because it turns out it wasn't so bad. I probably should give my people beds though. And yeah, you're preaching to the choir about that. I sure feel like I can deserve more views, but what can you do? Actually, I've considered doing is essentially buying attention on Fiverr, which is a thing. You can like pay to get on people's radio shows and be retweeted by famous people. It's kind of fucked up. It's like almost a parody of like the attention economy, but hey, we live in late stage capital. That's the way it is, you know. I should clear this home area because otherwise they're just going to be cleaning up dirt. Um. Anyway, it's nice to talk with you live, Wobble Man. What's up? Has your day been going good? What do you do for a living? All of the above. You know. Yeah, what's good? Personally, I'm getting off of a fairly long shift at a dementia ward. I was talking to this lady who, if left alone for long enough, she just says on repeat, "I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore," etc., etc. Or alternately, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. I can't think anymore. I can't think anymore. I can't think anymore. I can't remember anything. It's pretty heartbreaking. But the the upside of this is, oh, do I have a Discord? Yeah, I can post it in chat. That's good to hear, Wobble Man. I'm curious to hear more about you. Anyway, the upside of all this is with this lady is that I'll post my thing in the chat. Streamer mode enabled. I didn't know that was a thing. I suppose that doesn't give away your account details, but I'm not hiding anything from my public. Maybe that's a mistake, but whatever. But yeah, well, man, I'm interested to hear about your life. The upside with this lady who was repeating all these existentially horrifying things, by the way, is that uh, I got her to practice some deep breathing and like sort of made like eye contact with her and made her some tea and like it just took a few of those types of things to get her to calm down. It's almost hard to for me to imagine people more broken than someone who doesn't have a short-term memory longer than 5 seconds and who is aware of it and terrified of it. And I just find it kind of uplifting that someone like that can like find peace with from just a few seconds of human kindness. Um, Not to virtue signal or whatever. I think if she had family, they'd probably be doing it for her. It's just we live in a world where that sort of kindness is commoditized. So anyway, oh, these guys probably won't build a roof on this stuff, won't they? Because of these monuments. Um, Maybe I'll just have to deconstruct them. Yeah, it's unfortunate. God damn it, Yolanda. Oh God, I really should have checked if any of my colonists were pyromaniacs. Oh, I'm sorry, Wobble Man. Yeah, it does really suck. There's nothing easy about that. I wish I could say something cheesy and vaguely uplifting, like, oh, well, it gets better, but truth be told, sometimes it doesn't. If there's anything, actually, you know what? There's an upside. I thought of one, but I want to read what you have to say first, which is weird because, well, I was kind of, yeah, I feel that, man. It's tough to deal with that. But, you know, it shows you have, like, a really developed sense of empathy that you're feeling for her anyway, right? Speaks well about you at the very least, even if it's sad to see. Anyway, what I was going to say is sort of a silver lining to losing your memory is, you know, it does happen around the time when, like, we sort of reach the limit of human medicine to keep people alive. And, you know, existential anxiety is real. And not being able to fully understand you're approaching your death in some ways is a kindness, I think. Now, if they're horrified on top of that, then it isn't much of a win at all. but from now on, when I visit her, I want to be kind. Right on, man. I respect that. Honestly, I think people deserve more forgiveness than they get, for the most part. It's gonna sound hippy dippy, and it's easy when you haven't been personally the target of someone's bullshit. But I don't know. I mean, there are some residents at the home I work at that people have kind of just given up on for what I think are kind of petty reasons. And like, well, I'll caveat this by saying that like the RCA's being sick of people's shit is different because they are underpaid and also mostly minorities, and they're mistreated by management constantly despite being essential workers, and they literally change these people's diapers and get bit by them and like scratched and punched and shit. So I understand them like being upset, but they're like kitchen staff and like activities staff who are just straight up talking shit about these nice old ladies who like, yeah, they got problems. They're like blunt and crabby sometimes, but they don't know where they are most of the time. Like, damn, have a little empathy, you know? I would think that's why people get into that sort of trade. Um, I don't know how to deal with Yolanda's mental. Oh, ravaged. Oh, shit. Right. But does tree desired necessarily mean you're so Oh, that it does necessarily mean that you're so upset about that. Oh God, this might be a hard game living in a biome with so much wood. Would it be super annoying if I just started over again? I think it would. Uh, at the same time, like, it doesn't let you change the beliefs after the fact. By the way, I was mentioning this before. I'll try not to be repetitive for TRX's sake. But this expansion ideology for Rimworld. Super cool idea, a lot of cool stuff involved. But what's kind of disappointing and what I would caution you against if you're sort of ambivalent about it is you have to make the ideology at the start. You can't save it for later playthroughs. And um, there's sort of it's sort of broken in some ways. Like there are some things you might choose for RP purposes that are just pure downgrades. Like for example, I mean, there's no upside to like really hating scarification. Um, it's preferable if your colonists are sort of lenient as possible on all things. A lot of people who work with elders or children is because they want to inflict dominance. Ooh, yeah, well, that's unfortunate, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't see the realness in what you're spitting. Oh man, I really don't want to start over again, but this is like a crippling thing. Negative 25 mood penalties. Horrible. Chuck it in the fucking bucket. You know what? Like, it took the French Revolution 3 times to get it wrong. We're we're that dedicated at least. You know what? I might as well change some mods while I'm here. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Wobble Man. Sadly, a lot of it, for a lot of people, it is about expression of power, and that's deeply fucked up. No two ways about it. Um, I don't think that's the majority from what I've seen in my limited experience, but it definitely is there. Speaking of, children's school and learning can be kind of cool. Then again, I never really figured out how it worked. So, whatever, fuck it. Yeah, to be honest, like, as much as I love Rimworld, I am kind of mixed about this expansion in general. Um, there's a lot of stuff that seems like it's just a missing feature. The royalty expansion pack had like a whole new album with an hour of music. This has one new song. Just kind of a bummer in some ways. This game reminds me of another game called Armaculture, like a farming sim. Yeah, I see that. I've never played that myself. Maybe I should check it out. Um, yeah, I generally recommend it. I think it's pretty good. With the only caveat being, I don't know how I feel about this particular expansion. Maybe it'll improve with patches. Tynan tends to be very good about like taking suggestions well. Yeah. Go explore. Seems pretty fun. Speak up seems good too. Rimworld, Monster Hunt, and Witcher Trials are both fun, but it's pretty easy to make OP colonists. Then again, you can do the same thing with Bionics if you trade well enough. So I don't know. Camera Plus is a must. Therapy is busted. Um, I mean, it's good, but it's OP as fuck. Like half of it's like managing people's moods. So being able to get them a therapist is like it's like half of the game. Um, trade slots that seems decent. Uh, hmm. Do. Maybe this is a little boring. I probably shouldn't be spending so much time just looking at the mods. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the difficulty with working with older people isn't generally working with them themselves. Like they tend to be nice, with the possible exception of dementia patients sometimes. But even then, they just usually need like kindness, right? However, what is rough and what never really gets easier is the existential dread. And in some ways, it gets harder when you like bond with them. Because if you truly see yourself in them, it's like, oh shit, if I am so lucky, I will get this old one day. Which is usually a very abstract concept for me. And it's something that I sort of like rely on being an abstract concept to not have an existential crisis. So, that's something you sort of have to continually deal with if you want to work in the older person's field. With kids, I think it's almost the opposite problem, where like you already feel like a little old, and it's hard to keep up with them. With the old people, you feel young, which I guess is really almost self-evident. But yeah, that sounded deeper and more insightful in my head, huh? Mm, come to think of it, it may be better to put off a proper playthrough of this game until it's patched a little, but I'm going to give it one more shot. I've also been very into Gears 5 recently myself. What have you guys been playing in chat? I'm always up for new game recommendations. Also, I should ask, what's Arma culture like? Does it involve the game Arma? Because I hear that game's pretty cool. It's what like DayZ came from, right? and that's pretty much all I know about it. Oh, except one of the developers actually got arrested while making a map for the game because he basically like they were engaging in some like international espionage essentially and making all these measurements of like different countries' military bases and like kind of stealing classified data. Oh, Omori and Minecraft. Right on. Dude, I love Minecraft. Minecraft's a classic. Never played Omori though. Um, Curious what that's like. If you feel like talking about it. But yeah, Minecraft fucking slaps. That game was my childhood. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Okay, this seems fair. Uh, Pirate Gang and Nudist Tribe seems fun. But yeah, what's Omori like? I can say for Minecraft, I do have some experience with that. Um, I think their mod packs are fucking fantastic. Like back in the day, especially. God, I'm sounding like such a boomer. Um, uh, what's it? Direwolf 20 was great. Technic. It'll make you feel like you're in a simulation of a real world with your buddies. Um, just good stuff. And it really encouraged creativity in a way I've kind of been looking for since, but I haven't really seen, at least not often in games, which is a damn shame because it was real cool. But say la vie, seems like a good place to be. Do I want to make another one? Yeah, all right. Okay, but I won't make all the stuff. I won't. By which I mean, God, I can't speak. I won't be as persnickety about making everything just right. I'm worried about some kid. Hikomori created the world. Oh, that's fascinating. Is Hikomori from like Japanese myth? That sounds really cool. Um, go communism. It kind of reminds me of Oniromancy, which I only know about because of the Witcher series. Um, and one day one of his dream friends. Okay, I'm with you so far. Dream friends, huh? So he's like sort of recurring characters in his dream? That's cool. I wish I could remember my dreams. It would be awesome to have a dream friend, dude. I'm so fucking in. It's very charming, bro. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of like I to generalize a lot, I guess maybe this is partially based off of Miyazaki. I find like a lot of Japanese art very successfully walks this line between like cute and fucking uh mind-numbing horror. Uh, well, that's a bummer. And maybe I can't have Treat Connection then. I haven't finished, so I don't know all the plot. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, I always love going through story games, especially on Spoiled. Um, hmm, what should I have that instead? Is the question. Nature Primacy is kind of cool. Gives you the plant specialist role. Seems good to me. Collectivist would be honest, but like it doesn't really give you any buffs. So this year is making a game based on my dreams. It's about a girl who loses her face and goes on EverQuest. That is fucking awesome. Dude, I'd buy that. Holy shit. Um that sounds a lot like uh Cinderella from JoJo's The Stand. Uh if you want some inspiration. That is really cool. So like what kind of epic quests? Like, I don't know, will it be in a fantasy world, sci-fi, that sort of thing? Obviously, very fast research. I see this is what I'm talking about, the expansion being unbalanced. It's just you can be like, do you want your ideology to be super powerful? Yes, no. And then it's like, yes, I guess. Um, kind of abandoned after months. Maybe somebody will continue developing it. Yeah, no rush, man. Like, you got your whole life to develop your ideas. At the same time, though, I sure do relate to like starting projects and dropping them. And it's something I frequently sort of try to get over. Yeah, this is just like a negative. I don't see why one would ever put these on like abhorrent. Just seems weird. Bad balance. Then again, maybe you're supposed to do this with RPing. I don't know. Weird. Um, Charity being essential seems like one that actually has buffs. So, um, what was the format of this game, if you don't mind me asking? Was it like a turn-based strategy, real time, RPG? I mean, if it's like a 2D one, I know, shit, I was gonna, God damn it, I was gonna suggest um, a engine that I briefly used myself while trying to make games, but then I forgot it, so guess it's not valuable advice. Oh, right on. Well, what's the new game about, if you don't mind me asking? But yes, also I certainly understand taking a creative break. I was an RPG. Gotcha. Yeah. Should I have an animal specialist? Probably not. Hmm. What would an anarchist ideogram look like? I have no idea. Buddhist. It would probably be like a raised fist. That's a big anarchist thing. Old one is an RPG. Oh, I got you. Right on. RPG Maker's good for RPGs. I obviously, I guess. Um, yeah, I wish I had more useful to say. I tried to develop for a while myself. Wasn't very good at it. It does seem downright fascinating, though. And I really respect anyone who can bring their ideas to fruition like that. Um, Venchrome seemed fucking badass. So, yes, that'll be a relic. I don't know how I feel about furry artifact. How about worker? Yeah, there we go. And hmm, Gauss rifle seems good. Hmm, I don't know. It's debatable which one I should. I mean, maybe it's OP to give yourself such powerful weapons as relics, but I also don't think you get them right away. I think you have to do a quest that is like difficult in proportion to the quality of the weapon and or artifact. So I think it's fair. The new one is a visual novel based on an RPG, RGN or whatever. Oh yeah, I like those. I played a few good ones. Doki Doki Literature Club's a classic. Um, I also like games that I don't know, I guess you wouldn't call them visual novels, but I mean I thought Disco Elysium was amazing. It was kind of a CRPG, I guess. Uh, I also played one other that had like some questionable sexualizing of anime girls, but was excellent as Lovecraftian horror. But I'm blanking on the name. Extra Credits did a video on it. It's seriously messed up, but like as a genre piece, it was powerful. Um, Definitely punk, urban, rural, max mustache, rural, urban for sure, punk. Yeah, you gotta make sure your anarchists have the good style. Oh wait, what's misc? That might be cringe. Insect, sun, yeah, whatever. Okay, I I wish I could save this so I didn't have to remake it each time. But yeah, so um is it based on the original premise of like exploring dreams? Because I think those are, I mean, I think that's really cool as a premise. Um, Obviously, there are other cool premises, but it's pretty dope and it's underexplored. Like the only other one I can think of that really deeply explores that is like The Evil Within. Um, oh, and Humaniki. Humaniki also did a pretty cool job. Rebel. Don't love Dunce though. Being lazy ain't great. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I've not got good people so far. Mad Surgeon's a little useless without good medical skills, but having good shooting's very valuable. I don't know. Anyway, I'm curious about the games if you're interested in talking about them, but uh, if you don't feel like it, that's cool too. But yeah, for sure, underexplored genre. It's got my approval. I'd beta test. I don't know. The only thing I'm really good at is like I'm decent at writing sometimes. Could maybe help with that. Apart from that, probably not very useful. All right, well, this is a decent crew. I can probably replace his back. Oh, depressive. Poor bud. Ecologist. Oh, that's nice. Let's see, how many people are viewing? Two? Cool. Glad you guys are with me. What's my stream health? Oh, it's just a bit rate thing. I thought it was going to be insights into like my personality and whether or not it was good for the stream, but nah, nothing interesting. That's all right. Rimworld. Yeah, it's the name of the game. Oh, I've never seen this. Oh shit, this is bad. I think. I mean, they're dormant, but fuck. On the other hand, caves are kind of free real estate, so mixed feelings. Right, where are my homies at? There we go. Okay, Hawk the architect is excellent at construction. So, I should probably have him getting started to build at least a place to sleep. And it sort of makes sense for the sleeping place to be like centermost. Oh, these added props. That's kind of cool. I wonder which mod did that. Anyway, it should probably be centermost where they sleep, is my reasoning, because that's probably where they'll retreat to, and it's likely where they'll be during some attacks. So, building a mountain home is usually a good idea. I do know infestations spawn if you have too many doors, I think. I think that's it. I could be wrong. I know there's a funky way you're supposed to build into mountains. Maybe I'll just look it up later. But it kind of games the system and maybe isn't in the spirit of the game, so I'll just do it the way my ignorant ass would do it otherwise. Seems fair. And I want to make sure that guy's constructing, because that's priority one. And then what should everyone else be doing? Basically, I'm going to think aloud. Hope that isn't too annoying. It's now gamer time. Well, I'll still keep one eye on the chat if you guys have anything interesting to say. Also, if you have anything you just want to know about my life's an open book. And I like hearing about you guys too. Um, ooh, security turn? Don't mind if I do. Oh, wait, hold on. This is increasing my colony wealth, isn't it? No? Okay. I've heard that changes like the offensive power of the raids that you get. So it's like pretty important in terms of your colony surviving. Is there a river? I thought I sailed on a river. No, I didn't. So there might be nowhere to fish, which would be kind of a bummer. Side note, one of my favorite memes is those hats with the text on it about like fishing, where it's like, I don't just say morning to people because if it's a good morning, I would be fishing. And it's like that hat photoshopped on like a character from an opera or like an anime character. It's dumb, but I love it so much. It's like boomer consumerist paraphernalia in wildly inappropriate situations, or at least ones you wouldn't associate him with. It tickles my funny bone, which is probably the grossest way I could say that. Yo, ancient war spider remains. Over many times, invaluable loot. Lame. Still though, cool. Cool lore. I suspect this is a mod, but cool nonetheless. Gives you a feeling of a world with real like depth to it and stuff. So wait, I forget already. Did I make my animal personhood? We're gonna have to hunt to survive though, so it's unfortunate, but like I think we're gonna have to do that. Tame animal. Then again, it's easier to tame animals than usual. Let's see, are there any mammals on the map? Oh wait, hold on. I know if boomalopes are tameable to the point where they can attack um, invaders, like where they'll defend their master. Oh, I lost a guy. Oh well. Um, oh, my current bit rate is bad. No. Uh, if it's to the point where they can attack invaders still, then you get walking bombs, which is excellent. Although it does sometimes burn down your colony. Um, where's trainable intelligence? Only 60%. I apologize. I used to know where this was. Oh, it's trainability. Oh, shit. None? Man, I feel like Titan probably nerfed a lot of things too this update. Bum, ba da 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 dun, 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 dun. Well, something's gonna have to die because, well, actually, maybe we have enough packaged survival meals. I just figure like we have some guy who's really good at hunting. I guess he could be researching or growing. Delay. Let's see. Seems like a nice place to grow. I guess I should check soil quality. This is prime turf. This is even better, but you know, giant insects. So I'll give that a miss. Uh, yeah, I suppose we should probably grow here. Richness of soil pays off a lot over time. Maybe it's not necessary for maybe talking about strats, but I find it nice. I um I personally watched this YouTube channel of this guy who does like these naked survival runs um in Rimworld, where it's like he starts off with one person butt naked in like on sea ice, which is like no animals, obviously nowhere to plant because there's no soil, it's just ice. Um, and it's incredible. Like his understanding of the game's mechanics is just so impressive that it's cool to listen to him talk about it. Um, do I really need that much weed? Mm, yes, yes, I do. uh, maybe tobacco's a better cash crop though. Then again, I'm trying to be a syndicalist here. I don't know. There should be an option to just give people what they need, essentially to have mutual aid instead of selling it. Then again, I guess that's less dynamic of a system as far as gameplay is concerned. So maybe it wouldn't be fun, but it would be cool, especially because they did add ideologies. Too cumbersome for. Oh, okay. Trivial to sow and harvest. That seems good. Why wouldn't I want that? Potatoes seem fine there. And here's where I'll put my smoke leaf. And then maybe like a smaller strip. Um, I don't know, right? Ooh, yeah, here. Here for heel root. Because heel root is key. Um, Especially like for mid game. And it sells for a pretty penny too. Um, I remember like someone did the math on like which crops are most optimal. Don't remember though. uh, Fiber corn seems interesting. Small amount of wood-like substance. That's cool. Armillatrix. It's very hard, light, bright enough to. Whoa, that's really cool. Then again, it's something that you'd only really need if you were in the caves, I guess. Which I might do, because there is a nice cave system here. What's the point of wasabi? Plant of horseradish varieties, for sushi and other food. Sometimes to hot mustard. Well, it's interesting, but we can't fish, so we're not having sushi. This one's also heel root. That's a waste. Maybe I'll make beer. I haven't really done that. Or cotton. Cotton's better. Is there anyone still here? Right on. Still a couple of people. So a couple of people are still here. How's your nights going? Like, I guess I asked how have you been recently, but how's this night specifically going? You know, I personally, I'm kind of sort of ignoring. Well, not ignoring. I've decided to play video games instead of hanging out with this girl I'm sort of casually seeing. Uh, Not because she isn't cool or she isn't fun to hang out with. She is. It's just she tends to need a lot of emotional support. Sometimes too tired to do that after doing that for my day job, you know. That sounds kind of cold, but yeah, it is what it is. It's like I think part of caring for other people is recognizing when you're not really emotionally capable of getting that care, instead of trying to of toughing it out and well failing, which hurts people proportionally more. I think. Well, these barracks are gonna be shitty, but maybe we could use them for prison cells later. Plus, it's like it's shelter. So actually, cancel one of them. Put like a torch in there. Nice. Look at them go. Killing it. Good job, boys. Yeah, I don't know if the two, maybe three. Whoa, three people are watching. Poggers. I'm already poggers. Uh, how are your nights going? I've asked you how you've been in general, and I've gotten some interesting answers. But how's your this night specifically going? I'm genuinely curious. I mean, if you don't want to share, that's all right too. But I'd find it interesting because there's a tendency with streams where it's like, "Look at me, hour," and while I'm not necessarily opposed to that, I don't know. I like it to be more of a communal thing. In fact, ideally, I guess it would have other people on stream. Sadly, my social group isn't really wide enough for that right now. So Being in your mid-20s can make it hard to find a social group sometimes. But hey, it's not doomer hours, it is gamer hours. There's a big difference. Where should my stockpile zone be? I could make it inside, or I could put it out here. And that would mean it would grow slower because I'd have to mine into here, but it might look cleaner in the end. Plus, also, it might be a good place to get readied up, like before combat. Trying to think ahead. I'm using big brain strats here, fellas. Or fellettes. Fellatio. God, my brain's just melted. I apologize. It's been a long day. Actually, you know what? No. I'm not going to apologize for saying fellatio. It's bourgeois moral puritanism to not say fellatio. So, anyway, the idea here is you put like a bunch of uh, boulders here and corpses eventually when you start killing people before you bury them at least. And it often does intimidate uh, invaders. Sometimes it bothers them so much they go on a mental break, uh, which is a little cruel, but hey, it's a harsh rim world. So I would say it's generally against the principles of anarchist communism to do something like that. But uh, you know, we're trying to establish anarchist communism on Earth and not on the rim. So naturally, there's a bit of a difference in praxis, that sort of stuff. Ah, shit, right. Ah, I forgot about that. We really do need trees, though. How upset will they be? Ah, that's not so bad. It was a negative 25 thought when I had the other ideology, so. Ah, you didn't miss much, honestly. Like, in fact, no one else was commenting, so I was mostly just talking about the strats I'm using. Namely, this thing is going to become sort of a defensive wall by filling it with boulders. Uh, in the last few patches in Rimworld, they've added sort of tunnelers. Used to be the dominant strat was making kill boxes, where you essentially produce only one entrance to get into your base, and then raiders or hostile animals or whatever, because of their pathfinding, just funnel into it, and they get destroyed by like turrets and stuff. Since then, they've added like a bunch of ways for them to get around it, like mortars, drop pods, and I think the most recent one was like tunnelers. And it's to the point where like it barely works at all anymore. Or at least you have to combine it with other strats. So this is my attempt to do that. Because the boulders I figure will slow them down even if they're in the open. They might get partial cover, but I can make it so that they're well exposed, like with spotlights, and my guys are in shade. Um, So I can do a little bit to even the odds in my favor. It's not quite killbox level because they'll just tunnel through those walls, but it'll still put them at a disadvantage, I think. Ancient Podcar? Ancient Podcar once capable of automated flight. Huh. Yeah, see, I was looking at the other ancient cars before, and I thought it sort of implied an industrial society that collapsed. But Podcars capable of flight definitely suggests like spacer tech that has collapsed, which I guess this is a minor point because the last DLC established that they're like fallen empires, but to me that suggests a way larger time scale. Like you can have an industrial society and collapse and recover like pretty quickly, but I imagine like having like tribal cultures and spacer age tech coexisting means like the collapse was pretty serious and it's taken a while to get back from. At least that's my impression. Like, it takes so long to build up to flying freaking cars. Like, damn. I think you need, like, hydrogen power at least. And honestly, you probably only do it because it looks cool. Like, there aren't that many justifiable reasons to have a flying car. Although, admittedly, it does fucking look cool. So, you know, arguably worth it. Mm, yeah, definitely do all this stuff, I guess. Wardens and handling are very important. What can this person do? They can shoot. And they can mine, I guess. Don't mine at night. I know you're looking at that cave and you're feeling pretty brave. Stay inside and be alright. Don't mine at night. Who else feels that we've never reached the height of Minecraft parodies in subsequent media of any kind? I do. That's what I'm going to be telling like my grandkids about when I'm boomer aged. Yeah, right. It's a cool strat. Um, is Minecraft parodies. It'll be my like Sinatra. God help me. What do you think you'll be telling your grandkids about Wobble Man, if you plan on having them for that matter? That's another thing, is a lot of people are just deciding not to have kids, which I think is absolutely valid. Don't mind at night, damn straight. Although I've heard a takedown of Don't Mind at Night, which is hilarious in terms of how seriously it takes the song. It's like, well, actually, caves are dark no matter what. It doesn't affect mob spawning. But notwithstanding that, it is a downright classic. God, I love the music to this game. Just chills you out. Boom, boom, boom. You really have nothing to do? I think there's plenty to do. Boom, boom. Oh wait, I'm not saying anything interesting, am I? I apologize. I just zone out to this music sometimes. Well, maybe I ought not apologize so much. I'm a cool guy. I got good intentions. Oh, geez, 50%. That's bad. One of grandkids, but if I do for some reason. Ooh, Negito Komeda. Tell me about that. I have not heard of it. I'm an amateur when it comes to Japanese culture. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Attack on Titan, and Death Note were pretty cool, but that's kind of the limit for me, at least that I know so far. I'm not opposed to learning more, though. Actually, wait, do alpaca, are they milkable? Can they be milked? Um, mm, Oh, okay. They can produce wool. It's not bad. Being able to milk them would help, though. Can capybaras be milked? I think milkable animals would just be a huge cash crop. Mm-hmm. Trainability none. That's a bummer. But perhaps. Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of just seems like you just grow them from meat. Well, probably is still probably better to tame them. This character from oh, Danganronpa, yeah, I've heard of that. It's supposed to be great. You know what? I'll hunt most of them and tame a couple of females, one male. You guys get hunted. Yeah, yeah. I've heard Danganronpa's sweet. It's got that like bear with the where you can like see in his intestines, right? It's cool stuff. It's a neat premise too. It's like combines like sort of high school drama with like, well, I mean murder. It's a rare thing. I can't think of a single example of that in Western media. Oh wait, nope, not true. Hunger Games. Hunger Games kind of does that. But it sounds cooler than Hunger Games, for the record. Let me see where. Well, have my guys planted anything? No. What are you guys doing? Oh, you're cutting trees. That makes sense. And maybe I shouldn't have them taming things because they'll probably use full survival meals. Might not be ideal. Oh well. So tell me more about Danganronpa, Wobble Man, if you're so inclined anyway. Can't make it. I'm not your mom, you know? Oh, guinea pigs. They're cute, but they're probably not worth really interacting with at all, huh? Jaguars, on the other hand, most definitely. I suppose I should probably restrict handling to people who are good at it. I'd say 10 is probably good enough. You might be attacked by a tiger. It's really not ideal. What's his tame ability like chance? Tame animal chance 68%. All right, it's pretty good. 7 in 10 to get a fucking jaguar companion. That would be huge. Because animals, I'm pretty sure, just seem to recover more quickly from wounds than humans. It's just, I mean, it's anecdotal, but it's what it seems like. Yay! Let's go. What's up, pal? Oh no, shit. Oh, I guess. Oh, that's a new mechanic, I suppose. Hmm. Well, I should probably keep the animal pens around where I expect people to invade from, huh? Because, well, I'll clue you in on my thinking. Uh, Especially if I tame some jaguars. I would love for my esteemed guest to pass through my little zoo. Uh, Pet the animals, pet their, I don't know, intestines while being digested. You get it. Kill them is the point. And I think this will do just fine. I think oh shit. Oh, that's bad. Um oh, that's unfortunate. Right eye bitten out. Mm, that really sucks. Uh it's gonna eat him. Yeah. 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 Say lovey, I guess. Damn. Well, here's the plus side. It's my favorite parts are the class trials. For me, students. Ooh, I love that actually. That sounds very murder mystery-esque. I dig it. Well, can you please haul this then? At least get some meat out of it. And if this thing doesn't recover from its bleeding, it'll die. Great, we'll get its meat and skin it. If he does recover, then we can tame it. No lose scenario there. But yeah, so is it like, is there one culprit? I'm also slightly confused why I'm getting like two and then three and then back to one. Hope they're not bots. At the end, the culture gets is cool and gruesome. Right on. Yeah. Part of what I like about animation is you can get away with stuff that will look really cheesy if you did with like CGI or even practical effects with actors. Um, especially with gore and horror, honestly. Um, it's really good for that. And for like fantastical, like sci-fi fantasy environments. It's great for that too. Which is part of why Miyazaki's awesome in some ways, right? Like he combines the alienness of like a lot of his fantastical environments with um, sort of just the the horror potential of anime. I apologize. Yeah, I was just thinking about like, should this be a capybara fence or it probably should be jaguar, right? And then I can hold this open when enemies come, and this is the most direct pass through. And like, oh, you know what? I leave the interior door open because this will probably be closed off. And I open the exterior door when enemies come. That's the strat. Cut tree, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. He's depressive too. Ooh, this guy might be a problem. Yeah, he's both depressive and just so skilled, though, is the thing. Tantrum. Oh, that's unfortunate. Gonna smash things in his room? Oh, that sucks. Hmm. Would you say that's your favorite anime? For me, my favorite's probably JoJo's. Sometimes there's more than one person that takes part. One of the real murder. Ah, huh. So is the real murderer in that context like the person who instigates it? Or is it just that like they're only interested in killing the one guy? It really is unfortunate this guy's freaking out. Ooh, oh la la. Weapons? My favorite. Granite hatchet. Yes, please. Stream died. No! Really? Oh, bummer. It's getting late. I probably should get to bed anyway. But it was nice talking to you, Wobble Man. Uh, I'll probably do this again sometime soon. Maybe tomorrow night. Uh, if you know anyone who you think might like it, let them know, because damn, it's hard to promote yourself out here. But it was fun talking to you. Anyway, good night, Wobble Man, and anyone else who may be watching.